In the upcoming explosive episodes of The Bold and the Beautiful, the storyline surrounding Dr. Lee Finnegan and her elaborate lie about Luna Nozawa's death threatens to implode, dragging every character involved into a legal and emotional maelstrom. Soap operas are known for walking the fine line between right and wrong, but this time, Lee may have stepped too far over that line, and the consequences are closing in fast. Let's start with the bare facts. Luna Nozawa is alive. That alone should be good news. But in the twisted world of B&B, truth wrapped in deception is never a cause for celebration. When Lee Finnegan told the world, including Luna's own mother and extended family, that Luna was dead, she didn't just lie. She fabricated death records, manipulated systems, and constructed an entire narrative to shield Luna from scrutiny. And why? Because Luna was a fugitive, a girl who had gone into hiding after a night that still has far-reaching consequences. What should have been a private family issue has now exploded into a full-blown scandal, and at the heart of it is a well-respected medical professional who may now lose everything. Dr. Lee Finnegan is no stranger to walking moral tightropes in the name of family. Longtime fans remember when she went completely off the grid to nurse John Finnegan back to health after Sheila Carter shot him. In that case, she faked Finn's death, stole his unconscious body from the hospital, and hid him away in secret to protect him from his deranged biological mother. It was extreme, it was illegal, but in the world of soap logic, it was also heroic. She saved her son's life. The audience rooted for her. Even when others condemned her actions, viewers understood her desperation. But this time, Lee's justification is thin, and the danger is real. When she helped Luna disappear, she wasn't protecting someone from imminent death. She was aiding and abetting a cover-up. Luna had just been involved in a night that could end careers, reputations, and possibly send someone to prison. Instead of facing it, Luna ran. And Lee, instead of helping her granddaughter come clean or face consequences, helped her disappear, and then took it a step further by declaring her dead. In doing so, Dr. Finnegan didn't just lie to her colleagues and loved ones. She falsified legal documentation, misled authorities, and weaponized her position as a physician to manipulate truth and trust. In any reality outside of a soap opera, this would be immediate grounds for a criminal investigation. Declaring a living person dead is not a matter of opinion, it's fraud. Serious, high-level fraud. It jeopardizes her medical license, opens the hospital to liability, and makes her look like a threat to every patient she's ever treated. Because if she's willing to fake a death once, what else might she be capable of? The scandal explodes when Luna resurfaces, shaking off the dust of her faked demise and re-entering the world of the living. The dominoes start to fall. Questions erupt. Where has she been? Who knew? How did she stay hidden? And all the answers point directly to Lee. There's no covering it up anymore. The lie is exposed. The hospital board is notified. Legal authorities start circling. And Lee, once a celebrated figure in Los Angeles medicine, finds herself under investigation. The fallout is instant and brutal. Whispers in the hospital corridors grow louder. Her colleagues, stunned by the betrayal, begin to distance themselves. The Board of Medical Examiners launches a formal review. Her license is on the line. And while she may not face criminal charges for hiding her granddaughter, after all, no one's pressing kidnapping or obstruction charges yet. The professional damage is undeniable. Her credibility is in tatters. Her future in medicine is uncertain at best. Even more tragic is that Lee wasn't protecting a victim. She was sheltering someone whose own decisions brought this chaos upon them. Luna Nozawa, though young and overwhelmed, made choices that created ripples affecting everyone around her. Instead of taking responsibility, she hid behind her grandmother's credentials and reputation. Lee, rather than pulling her out into the light, shielded her, perhaps out of love, perhaps out of guilt, but now both are paying the price. The revelation also reopens old wounds for others. Poppy Nozawa, Luna's mother, is blindsided by the truth. She grieves all over again, not for a dead daughter, but for the betrayal. She believed her child was gone, mourned her, buried her in her heart. And now she finds out it was all a lie? The emotional devastation is too vast to put into words. How does a mother forgive that? How does a family heal when trust has been so thoroughly annihilated? Meanwhile, Finn is caught in the middle again. He's torn between gratitude to the woman who once saved his life and dismay at what she's done. He begins to see a pattern, a disturbing willingness on his adoptive mother's part to play God, to control life and death, to write the rules as she sees fit. And it shakes him. His foundation is cracked. The woman who raised him, who molded him into a doctor, is now the same woman who betrayed her oath and her ethics for the second time. As the fallout grows, the wider Forrester and Spencer circles begin to react. Bill Spencer, already circling the situation because of his son Will's entanglement with Luna, begins to demand answers. When he finds out that Lee, someone he once respected, was behind the lie about Luna's death, his fury knows no bounds. He will not rest until every piece of this deception is brought to light and every person responsible is held accountable. Bill has power, connections, and a long memory. Lee just made herself a powerful enemy. The hospital administration, fearful of litigation and bad press, moves swiftly. They suspend Dr. Finnegan pending an investigation. Her office is closed. Her case is reassigned. Her name scrubbed from current patient files. She walks the halls of the hospital she helped build like a ghost, ignored, avoided, whispered about. The silence is deafening. The betrayal too deep. Even her oldest allies can't defend her anymore. In private, Lee is breaking down. She tried to hold everything together for so long, her career, her family, her legacy. And now it's all collapsing. She watches as Luna tries to reclaim her life, knowing that she's paying the price for the young woman's mistakes. She wonders if she should have let her go. Let her face it. Let her grow up the hard way instead of trying to protect her from a world she wasn't ready to face. But it's too late now. The lie is out. The damage is done. And Luna? She's facing a new reality. Her resurrection is not met with celebration, but with suspicion. Everyone wants to know what really happened. Her explanations fall flat. Her story keeps changing. And the sympathy she might have once received is replaced by anger and mistrust. She's no longer just a troubled young woman. She's a symbol of everything that's wrong in a world where people think they can outrun consequences. And she has to live with that. The final question lingers. Will Lee Finnegan lose her medical license? All signs point to yes. Even if she escapes criminal prosecution, the trust is broken. The oath is violated. The system demands accountability. And whether she meant well or not, Lee's actions now threaten to define her legacy not as a healer, but as a liar. A woman who played with life and death one too many times. The bold and the beautiful has once again taken a family tragedy and turned it into a high-stakes moral crisis. And as the dust begins to settle, it's clear that this time, no one is walking away clean. On the bold and the beautiful, the fallout from the scandalous night at Deacon Sharp's party ignites a powder keg of accusations, betrayals, and shifting allegiances as Katie Logan begins connecting the dots in the most explosive way possible. What started as confusion and suspicion now barrels forward as Katie evolves from a concerned mother into a relentless force demanding answers and accountability. When she finally pieces together the timeline from that infamous night, the drinking, the guests, the silence, she confronts the people responsible in a blistering, no-holds-barred showdown that turns friends into enemies and allies into suspects. Katie's transformation is swift and surgical. At first, she was cautious, trying to give everyone the benefit of the doubt. But as soon as she identifies the critical gaps in Luna Nozawa's story, her demeanor hardens. Her voice changes. Her stare sharpens. And suddenly, Luna, Lee Finnegan, and even the unpredictable Sheila Carter are on the defensive. Katie doesn't raise her voice. She doesn't need to. Her words cut sharper than any scream could. She demands answers, one by one, and makes it clear that lies won't save anyone anymore. Luna, caught like a deer in headlights, tries to explain, but her words come too late. Katie has already read between the lines. She knows Will Spencer was drunk beyond comprehension that night. She knows Luna was serving him drinks while staying suspiciously out of sight. And now she knows that Luna spent the night with him, while he was in no condition to consent, all under the false impression that she was someone else, or no one at all. Katie doesn't care if Luna says it was the best night of her life. To Katie, it was an attack. And someone will answer for it. Then Katie turns to Lee Finnegan. The air in the room turns ice cold. Lee, a respected physician, had declared Luna dead. She falsified records, manipulated authorities, and let Luna hide in the shadows while Will spiraled in confusion and guilt. Katie calls it what it is, criminal. She doesn't care if Lee thought she was protecting her family. She wants to know why Lee allowed her niece to vanish while her son suffered in silence. There's no justification, no excuse. And Katie doesn't let up. She forces Lee to admit her part in the deception, cornering her with precision, demanding details. How long did she know? Who did she tell? What exactly was her role in covering this up? Then comes the moment no one expected. Katie turns to Sheila Carter. The room nearly explodes. Sheila, who has been riding the fine line between redemption and relapse, is caught in the crossfire. Katie doesn't buy the new Sheila act, not for a second. She lays it out plain. Sheila knew Luna had lied. She knew Will was drunk. She knew what happened, and instead of stopping it, she laughed. Encouraged it. Celebrated it. Katie doesn't care how many times Sheila says she's changed. All she sees is a woman who enabled her niece's worst decision and treated it like gossip, not trauma. Each woman, backed into her corner, starts pointing fingers. Luna claims she was overwhelmed. Lee says she didn't think it would go this far. Sheila insists she thought it was harmless. But Katie sees through them all. She watches as they begin to blame each other, throwing out names, dates, details in desperation. The truth begins to unravel not because they want to confess, but because they want to survive. No one wants to go down alone. And Katie watches them destroy each other with every carefully placed accusation. As the chaos unfolds, Deacon finds himself trapped in the middle. He wants to support Sheila. He wants to believe she's better than this. But even he can't deny the facts. He saw Will that night. He saw Luna. He heard whispers. And now he has to choose between the woman he loves and the truth that could destroy everything. Deacon tries to mediate, tries to stop the bleeding, but Katie isn't interested in compromise. She wants justice. And just when things seem to settle, when the accusations have all been thrown and the silence is thick with consequence, another name enters the fray: Bill Spencer. He walks back into the narrative not as a vengeful father, but as an unexpected ally. Not to Lee, not to Sheila, but to Katie. The two of them, often at odds, suddenly stand on the same side for the first time in years. Bill is furious, not just about what happened to his son, but about the conspiracy to hide it. He promises Katie that whatever she needs, he will make happen. Legal action. Private investigators. Public pressure. Bill Spencer doesn't bluff. And when he declares war, the targets rarely recover. Together, Katie and Bill form a formidable team. She brings the passion and moral clarity. He brings the power and reach. As they begin preparing their next move, against Luna, against Lee, against anyone who knew and stayed silent, Katie receives an unexpected phone call. Unknown number. No ID. Just a voice, calm and cold. You're investigating the wrong person. The line goes dead. That's the cliffhanger. The moment that spins everything in a new direction. Because someone else is in play. Someone who knows more than anyone realized. And they're watching Katie. Maybe trying to help. Maybe trying to mislead. Either way, the investigation just got more dangerous. The storm is far from over. In fact, it's just getting started.